Good evening and welcome to News Rounds on Atlantic TV. I am Nkechi Tetere. First, the headlines. Ishekiri APC leaders endorse Tinubu Oborevwori for second term. Baba Ahmed slams opposition coalition talks over self-interest. Fresh doubts emerge over Tinubu's CSU schoolmates claim. Expert urges community policing as solution to worsening insecurity. Warri Reclamation Trust accuses INEC of electoral boundary fraud. And on sports news, Manchester United table new £60 million plus bid for Brian Mbeumo. Now to the news in full. In a dramatic show of political realignment and reconciliation within Delta State's Warri Federal Constituency, prominent Ishekiri All Progressives Congress APC leaders, including Chief Ayurimi Emami, have declared their support for the second-term bids of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu and Delta State Governor Right Honorable Sheriff Oborevwori. The meeting, which signaled growing unity among the Ishekiri political class, saw party leaders publicly reconcile past differences and take a collective stand. A motion to endorse both Tinubu and Oborevwori for a second term was moved by Honorable Barrister Daniel Omayone Mayuko, a former member of the Delta State House of Assembly, and seconded by Honorable Otimeyin Emmanuel Origbo, one of the Assembly's pioneer lawmakers. In a rare show of cohesion, Honorable Thomas Eretomi, who represents Warri Federal Constituency at the National Assembly and presided over the meeting, threw the motion to a voice vote. The Ishekiri APC leaders responded unanimously, passing a resounding vote of confidence in both the president and governor. Hakeem Baba Ahmed, former spokesperson for the Northern Elders Forum (NEF), has criticized the ongoing coalition discussion among Nigeria's opposition parties. Speaking on Monday, Baba Ahmed voiced concern that the opportunity to build a strong opposition to the ruling All Progressives Congress APC is being undermined by entrenched political figures prioritizing their personal ambitions over collective progress. Opposition leaders under the coalition movement have applied to the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) to register the All Democratic Alliance (ADA) as a political party ahead of the 2027 general elections. Fresh controversy has erupted over Tinubu's academic history following a viral video where he introduced the Russian national Alexander Zingman as his former schoolmate at Chicago State University, CSU. In a video posted online on Monday by pro-Tinubu and APC commentator Imran Mohammed, the Nigerian leader appeared alongside Zingman, identifying him as a neighbor and schoolmate from their university days in Chicago.
To all of you, Alex was my very good neighbor and went to the same school with me in Chicago.
But hours later, a post by ex-user at Ife Salako challenged the credibility of Tinubu's claim. Citing verifiable data, he pointed out that Alexander Zingman is a 58-year-old born in 1966. He pointed that Tinubu was said to have left Chicago State University in 1979, meaning Alex was just 13 years old when Tinubu was leaving the CSU. The post ignited another round of scrutiny into Tinubu's long-disputed academic credentials, which have remained a topic of public debate since his emergence in Nigerian politics. The Department of State Services, DSS, wrote to Moses Gara, commander of Operation Real/OPWS, about planned attacks on communities in Benue and Nasarawa states in May, according to a leaked memo. The Defense Headquarters, DHQ, launched Operation Real Windstroke in Benue in 2018. The operation comprises the military, police, and DSS. In a leaked memo dated May 13th, seen by the Cable, the secret police said intelligence revealed that suspected Fulani militias were planning to attack settlements in our local government area, Nasarawa State, and other communities anytime soon. In the memo, DSS said its checks revealed that the planned attack was to avenge an alleged seizure of some cows by the state government. On June 13th, gunmen attacked Yelawata and Daudu communities in Guma local government area of Benue State, killing over 200 people, including internally displaced persons, RDPs, and farmers. Meanwhile, the Chief of Army Staff has assured that efforts are on to put an end to raising insecurity and killings in the country. In a chat with newsmen in Ondo State, the Chief of Army Staff said Nigerians will, in the coming week, witness elaborate security arrangements.
You will see in the coming weeks very elaborate security arrangements to ensure that all that is going on there completely stops. There are other things going on in the background to ensure that this does not occur again. And I think in the president's speech, he made that very clear. But as far as the killings and all that is concerned, we will go after them, and I'm sure by God's grace we will get them.
In a related development, security expert Shola Mese has called on the government to adopt and implement community policing. Speaking as a guest on Atlantic TV current affairs program Critical Lens, Shola Mese also urged the government to invest in local intelligence as well as use indigenous mercenaries to dislodge bandits and criminal elements in parts of the country.
Truth be told, whether we like it or not, I think we need a community policing. Whether they say we are ripe enough or we are not ripe enough, it's inconsequential. No stranger will come and infiltrate that community. If the community people say, you are not going, you are not coming in here, you can't come in here, because if anything happens, you'll be held liable. No stranger, anywhere, no stranger.
The Warri Reclamation Trust has raised alarm over what it's described as a monumental fraud perpetrated by the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, in its proposed ward delineation for Warri Federal Constituency. In a detailed expose released by the group, INEC is accused of manipulating geographic data and importing false coordinates to reconfigure electoral boundaries in a way that fundamentally undermines the political relevance and land rights of the Shekiri ethnic nationality. The Warri Reclamation Trust alleges that coordinates from Ughelli South, Udu, Burutu, and Uwe local government areas were reportedly imported into Warri South and Warri Southwest to create new voting units and wards favoring Ijaw and Urhobo population. Communities from Ilaje and Ese Odo local government areas in Ondo State, as well as fishing camps in Edo State, were also allegedly included in INEC's delineation plans for Warri North local government area. The group alleges that INEC's actions presented to stakeholders on the 4th of April 2025 amounted to a calculated scheme to distort demographic and territorial structures in favor of Ijaw and Urhobo ethnic groups at the expense of the Ishekiri people.
Now, from registration number area 5, as you can see from your screen, we have just around 8 units or communities making up this particular ward. Let's plot for, let's say, number 1. We have 6.14 for the latitude, 6.14, 699, and of course for the longitude we have 5.10, 6953. So let's load that up. Now, this is what the coordinate is giving us. Agburu Beneka Kuku. And when you look at these dot lines, this is the demarcation of boundary point between Delta State and Ondo State, which means that these guys, they are importing communities or units from Ondo State into Delta State in Warri North to create this particular unit to form the word for the Ijaws. And this is another type of fraud that they have committed, just like we've seen in Warri Southwest, importing from different local government. They're also importing from outside Delta State in another local government into the Warri North local government to create this particular unit to form the ward. So let's go back to the registration area to see for ourselves the name that INEC gave to this one that we've seen clearly from the coordinates. Now, they gave it Awamba. You can see clearly that Awamba is fictitious. Awamba has nothing to do with what the coordinate gave to us. The coordinate gave us Agboro Gbeneka Kuku.
The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, has arrested Umar Issa, a former chief financial officer, CFO, of the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited, NNPCL. According to sources, that the arrest was related to an alleged $7.2 billion fraud connected to the rehabilitation of the Kaduna, Warri, and Port Harcourt refineries. Issa, who oversaw the release of funds for the turnaround maintenance of the 3 refineries during his tenure as CFO, is reportedly under investigation, along with other key officials, for alleged abuse of office, corruption, fund diversion, and kickbacks from contractors. Mohammed Idris, Minister of Information and National Orientation, says Abuja remains one of the safest capitals in the world, despite a recent security advisory issued by the United States Embassy. Idris spoke in a statement issued on Monday in response to the U.S. Embassy's directive restricting its staff members and families from non-official visits to military and government facilities in the Federal Capital Territory, FCT. The minister said the federal government recognizes the right of foreign missions to issue advisories to their citizens, but insisted that there is no imminent or specific threat in Abuja. The federal government has raised concerns that many cases of hypertension in Nigeria remain undiagnosed, significantly contributing to the country's growing burden of non-communicable diseases. Dr. Salma Anas, special advisor to President Bola Tinubu on health, made this known on Monday in Abuja at the opening of the 25th Annual Scientific Conference and General Meeting of the Nigerian Hypertension Society. Anas cited data indicating that nearly 1 in 3 Nigerian adults had hypertension, yet many were unaware of their condition. She added that even among diagnosed cases, control rates remained alarmingly low. The chairman of the Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Commission, Dr. Musa Aliyu, has warned that corruption, once allowed to take root, becomes difficult and costly to address. A reality, he says, underlines the urgent need for stronger preventive measures at all levels of government. He made the remarks during the Conference of State Attorneys General in Nigeria's North Central Zone, where he also disclosed that the ICPC recovered more than 20 billion naira in cash and assets from corrupt individuals in 2024. The conference themed Strengthening Subnational Synergies for Corruption Prevention, Advancing the National Anti-Corruption Strategy in Nigeria's North Central region, brought together key legal and justice stakeholders to strengthen state-level anti-corruption frameworks. He noted that prevention remains the most strategic approach to saving the country's assets, institutions, and public trust. National President of the National Commercial Tricycle and Motorcycle Owners and Riders Association, Usman Buba Gwoza, says the All Progressives Congress APC has abandoned the group despite its crucial role in the 2023 presidential elections. Speaking at a press conference in Abuja on Monday, Gwoza said the association has over 18 million registered members across Nigeria and the Federal Capital Territory, FCT. He said that the body's members mobilized nationwide for the Tinubu-Shettima ticket, acting as polling agents, grassroots volunteers, and campaigners. The National Orientation Agency, NOA, says the Nigerian Consumer Credit Corporation of Nigeria, Credico, will establish a unified credit system that can access the credit history of individuals. In its weekly publication, the agency said the system would integrate Nigerians' credit scores with their National Identification Numbers, NIN. The agency explained that credit scores are essential for banks and other financial institutions in determining access to loans, credit cards, and other financial products. And now to sports news. Manchester United have submitted a second offer for Brentford's Bryan Mbeumo in excess of £60 million. Mbeumo has been a priority target for Ruben Amorim this summer, but an initial £55 million package was rejected at the start of the month. While it remains unclear if the latest offer has been accepted, United are accelerating as they look to get Cameroon star Mbeumo in for the start of their pre-season. United's players are due to report back to Carrington from week commencing July 7th as Amorim begins work on turning this underperforming squad around. And with that sports news, we come to the end of the news bulletin for today on News Rounds, right here on Atlantic TV. Do also follow us on all our social media platforms for more updates and latest stories. Thank you so much for watching. I am Nkechi Tejere. Good evening.